Got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA
and now we on the move.
from local to global, cause
We got something to prove.
Came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top to hold it down for our people.
Cause we all we got.
This is cold world,
But we keeping it hot.
what else
Feature on the line, ain't no time to stop.
all work over here, still
We
we
having fun.
yeah, we say it like it is.
Ain't no holding our tongue.
Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top pics like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now
Wait again a minute.
Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top pics like we all up on the gram with it.
Yo, what up? This your boy Super K from Super Sound Lounge, rocking with your favorite podcast, Wait Again a Minute, listed on all platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, Spotify. Y'all already know the vibe. Tune in.
Welcome to another episode of Wait Again Minute Podcast. Today is Tuesday, June the 14th, 2022. Our episode tonight is entitled Fathers 2022. So basically, y'all, we're going to get all up in their business, see how they parent, see how they don't parent, see what nuggets they're going to drop for you fathers out here this afternoon. So we have Twan, Eddie, and Mr. Riddick. Is that correct, Riddick?
Yeah, that's
Did I
correct.
get you right?
That's most definitely correct.
Yeah, because you got me prior to the show.
Right. You're right.
So you go by Riddick. So I'm gonna honor that. Okay.
I greatly appreciate it.
Okay. So how you guys been doing this weekend? Well, how was your weekend rather?
My weekend was great. My weekend was great.
Okay, Eddie, with the bass in the voice, I heard you. I heard you. Okay, so Mr. Antoine, Twan, we're gonna start with you first, so that you can introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners of Wait Again Minute podcast.
Yeah, Datwan artist actually go by Twan. Actually, I'm a barber, owner of Kingdom Cuts Grooming Lounge, Portsmouth Boulevard, Suffolk. Y'all know what it is. I'm a father of 6 kids, and they're my babies.
6 kids.
6.
Okay, well we're gonna drive on.
All by the same one.
Okay. High school sweetheart. Okay, I got you. Okay, Mr. Eddie, what's going on with you?
My name is Mr. Eddie Black, Mr. Lavish Tags, Mr. ER Plumbing and Home Improvement, one half of Flaggerel Boutique, and one half of Flaggerel Boutique headquarters.
Okay, Mr. Eddie.
Yeah.
So how many kids you have, Mr. Eddie?
I got 5.
You got 5. So hold on. Now we already at 11, and we only had 2 minutes, and we got one more to go.
Yeah.
So are you gonna save us, Mr. Riddick?
Yeah, I think I got y'all. My name is Jamal Riddick. Everybody call me Riddick from Suffolk. I got 2 kids, boy and a girl, both 13, different mothers.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna say anything about that right now. But anyway, so basically, what I'm gonna be doing, guys, is I'm gonna ask you each of you guys some questions. So don't get yourself all in a panic. I'm not gonna ask you the same question. Got it? So, Mr. Riddick, tell me a little bit about you as a father.
As a father, I look at myself more old school. You know, I value like life lessons, morals, principles, stuff of that nature. You know, like I feel like a lot of kids that they don't have those things. They don't have those things. A lot of kids just know ask. They don't know how to work for.
Okay. So you sound like you one of those older alpha type male guys, where like the kids have to work, like far as for their what are their chores, right?
I
Or
mean,
no?
I mean, not really chores and stuff like. But I try to teach them like that the world not gonna give you nothing. Like ain't nothing free in the world.
That's right.
So it's not really chores. I just don't want them to think everything that they want they're supposed to have.
Okay. Gotcha. So now, did you actually grow up that way?
I most definitely.
For real? Okay. So Twan, tell me a little bit how you grew up.
Well, actually, I grew up with my mother, my stepfather. He's been in my life since I was since I can remember, since I was born, I believe, and that played a great part in the man I am today. Basically, knowing that once I found out that you know, he was my stepfather, and I did have a real father out there. You know, to know that my stepdad, you know, stepped up to the plate, and it was actually 8 of us. So me being the fourth born, you know what I'm saying, I never knew any different. I never was treated any different. And to see him go out and provide and, you know, work hard, I actually seen it with my own eyes. It's something that I remember to today, and I take I'm very prideful about today. And it's just like I said, it made me the man I am today, made me want to work hard. If anybody knows me, everybody knows that I grind, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm up all the time. I'm always at work. I'm always doing something, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that my family have a roof over their head, you know, go places they want to go, do the things they want to do. So yeah, I definitely you know, look up to my father, Amos Riddick, a lot, because the man that he played, the part he played in my life, even though I was considered a stepson, you know what I mean? But definitely appreciate that. I grew up without my biological father.
Okay.
In my life, I didn't know who he was, but we didn't have any form of relationship. We are trying to build one now, but you know, one of the things that made me want to be the father that I am is honestly because he wasn't there. You
Right.
know, I
Yeah.
told myself when I was like 13, I said, when I grow up, um, I wanted to always be with my kids no matter what and be in their life because I wanted to basically be the father to them that my real father wasn't to me.
Okay. Gotcha. So, Mr. Eddie, tell us a little bit about how you actually grew up.
Um, Me growing up as a young man, my father wasn't really there for me. He wasn't there for me. My mom took care of me and my two other siblings that was in the house, my brother and sister. But I had outside sister and brothers also. It's really all together by my dad. I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters all
Okay.
together.
Okay.
Um, but my dad was never in my life. With that, me growing up in the projects in the hood in Norfolk. Um,
Oh, you from Norfolk?
yeah,
Oh, I'm scared.
no, you all right, you all right. Just growing up in the projects, you know what I'm saying, in Norfolk. I had to become a man early. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just seeing everyday life growing up, just seeing the streets and seeing how it evolve and seeing how it go. That's what I was around every day. So I had to learn how to hustle. Because we grew up in welfare. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in poverty. You know what I'm saying? My mom had to wait for the first of the month to get a check. That it was like Christmas to us. You know what I'm saying? Once we
Right.
first of the month got groceries, food stamps, I can eat bologna with lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese on it.
Oh
Instead of that
wow.
piece of
Yeah.
bologna, you had to fry it in the frying pan, which it was still good.
Yeah. That
You know what I'm saying?
tell you all
Yeah.
that fried bologna with that cheese.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Crispy.
saying? Yeah, most definitely. So like today, it just made me go hard for my kids and to be able to provide for them and be there for them. You know what I'm saying? And never turn my back on them ever. I never turn my back on any of my kids. And I got um 2 outside kids
Okay.
other than my kids I have with my wife now. I make sure I take care of all of them. Even both of my other kids are grown, my older ones. They call me every day. Well, not every day. I call them basically every Sunday. That's my ritual. I call them
Okay.
at least once a week to talk to them, my older kids, because I got to give them space for them to live.
Right. That's
Um,
right.
and I check in with them and ask them if they need anything or what's going on in their life, how's their day, or whatever. Just to make sure to let them know that their dad there for them. But my little ones, um, I be there for them every day, step by step,
Right.
um, and just make sure dad playing his part like I supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I never want to let them down. That's what make me go hard every day and make me work hard every day to make sure I provide for my family.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? I'm glad that you actually said that because that's the purpose of this episode tonight. It's just to highlight the fathers because a lot of times you guys get overlooked and drugged. So we want to let you guys know that we see you, we appreciate you, and keep doing what you're actually doing. You know, Mr. Riddick. Now you say you have 2 13-year-olds, correct?
Correct.
A boy and a girl. So you got the best of both worlds, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, do you parent them differently, being that they are in different households?
Yeah, I got to. I got to parent them different because they different individuals. A little girl not gonna act like a boy. I got to parent them different.
So now, when you Eddie, so when you hear him say that he parent them differently because one is a boy, one is a girl, right? How do you think that you should parent them differently because they're a boy and a girl, or should they be similar?
I think I understand where you're coming from, but I
Mhm.
think that you parent each child by their personality.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause each child has a different personality. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
That's
With me
true.
having 5 kids, like all of my kids got different personalities, and it's so amazing to me because I be thinking like, oh, you gonna be like me, or you gonna be like your mom, or you know what I'm saying. So I be looking for
Right.
the same thing, but every
Mhm.
child that I ever had always been different, and so I always take my time with each one of them to see what's on their mind, let them speak their mind, and I always tell my kids, speak your mind, don't never be scared to say whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We're gonna live once. You know what I'm saying? Live life to the fullest. That's why I tell them. You know what I'm saying? I live my life to the fullest. I want y'all to do the same. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to be great, and that's what I do.
Right.
That's how I parent them.
I definitely agree with both of you guys actually, and far and with you Eddie, especially because when you're saying that you allow them to actually be themselves, right?
Yeah,
And you allow them to have that open line of communication with you.
yeah,
Where a lot of parents, especially in the older days, you basically seen and not heard. You
yeah.
do as I say. So I think that's kind of cool too. Twan, so how important is communication with your kid?
Communication is definitely important. Basically, you definitely want to have an understanding with your kids, like I said, especially if you have multiple kids. Like you said, because they all respond differently, they all act different, they all have different needs. So, having that conversation, that one on one with each one of them is very important because, I mean, like I say, a lot of kids go through a lot of things. I mean, we were kids, so you imagine
Yeah.
things that we went through and we didn't tell our parents about. A lot of the fights, a lot of the when we were feeling, had feelings going on in our lives. We were feeling picked on or in relationships and things of the nature like that.
Right.
And as we can see in the world today, that these things really bother kids. They act out. From those situations that they may go through. So communication is definitely important.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. I'm definitely feeling that. So Eddie, now being that you have older kids, now do you parent did you parent them differently? Like being that you're kind of seasoned versus now you have younger kids, but you have a couple older kids. Do you parent them any differently?
I parent them differently on maturity.
Okay.
Like the older kids, it's a different thing with the way I parent them because they know better. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. As far as the younger kids, it's more of a all the kids, it's a lesson every time I speak to them because they going through life, period. But with the younger kids, it's more of a lesson with them. Just teaching them day by day about right from wrong and what they need to do and what's in the future. I try to tell them ahead of time what's going on. This is what you're gonna face, even though because I went through a lot when I was younger. So I try to
Mm-hmm.
tell them, look, this if you do it like this right here might come about. And when it's come about, do it this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I try to teach them things so that way when they come about, they be already prepared and ready for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna start with Twan. Did you guys experience the birth of your kids? And if so, what were your thoughts? And if not, why?
Yes, I did. Every last one of them. I experienced it, and my thoughts was, "Wow, that's amazing." I thought different about women. I tell you that. Um, you guys are women are amazing,
Yeah.
definitely. But it was a different. It was a change in my life. I will say that it was a change in me personally when my son was first born. Like he literally changed my life. To know that this is a life that I brought in, that I helped bring into this world is mine. It's my responsibility to make sure that he's taken care of and that he's, provided for, and to know that all of my actions from that point on is gonna be reflect of who he becomes and who he is as a man today.
That's true.
And so definitely to be there for them was such an amazing thing. I wouldn't miss neither one of their births for the world.
Okay. So what about you, Mr. Riddick?
Actually, I missed my daughter's birth because her mother went into labor early. She was born premature, and to be
Okay.
honest, I was young. I was like 19. I was at the club. Her friend called me, said they were taking her to the hospital. I got up there. She already had her.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as my son, I didn't find out about my son till like a year later. So I didn't get to see his birth either. But I've been there ever since I found out about both of them.
Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you this. Twan, being that you're from a big family, right? You grew up with with a lot of sisters and brothers. When you start having your kids, like did you guys sit down and say, well, we're gonna have X amount of kids, or I don't want that many kids because when we was growing up, things were a little tight. Like we had sugar water.
Yeah, definitely. No, I didn't. I didn't have a limit on my kids. Basically, when she got pregnant, she just had them. I didn't think about how they was, as far as finances wise, but I never had a problem, never had an issue. I never had never seen a struggling moment. To
Right.
God be the glory.
Yeah.
So I am blessed to say that. So no, we didn't plan it out. My thing was whatever I help create, then I'm gonna be there for no matter what.
Okay. Now, Eddie, you have how many girls do you have?
I got 4 girls.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna keep you in prayer. So, what is like? Do you have any that are adults yet? That's a girl.
Yeah. My two oldest are girls.
Okay. So, what conversation did you have with them about about men and like in life in general,
Oh man.
especially men?
Oh man. Yeah, those conversations that was kind of tough, but at the same time because they went through things, so it was
Yeah.
questions of dad. What about this and what about that? Dad, this is going on, this going on. What I'm saying? I had to sit down and have a real talk with them and let them know how to carry things. And I just taught my daughters, they women. Um, I know you're gonna fall in love, you know, with someone,
Yeah.
but it's not guaranteed that you gonna be with that person forever. What I'm saying? You're gonna have to chuck it up and you're gonna have to move on. It's gonna be a scar in your life, but you're gonna learn from it. It's gonna be a lesson. And I just try to teach them that, and then just teach them to be more independent on themselves and not depend on a man being able to take care of them for anything. What I'm saying? Even though I know I'm gonna be there for them forever,
Right.
as long as I'm living. But I just want my girls to be more independent on being able to take care of themselves and not depending on no man,
Yeah.
put no pressure on them about anything.
I got you. I got you. So, Twan, let me ask you this. Um, what if you had a friend, right, and he was like one of your good homeboys, but now you found him to be lacking in his fathering of his kids or kid, right? You as his homeboy, how would you approach him, or would you approach him and try to put him on a straight and narrow?
Well, definitely, if he's my homeboy and I see that he's, dropping the ball and being a father to his son, many of my friends can contest to this. I will definitely address the issue and say something to him about it. Because for one, I would show first and foremost, before I can say anything, I got to make sure that I'm doing my part as a father. You know what I mean? Because one
That's
of the
right.
things, you can't address somebody else's issue and you're not taking care of yours. But I definitely would, address the issue, because children need their father, boys and girls. And it's very important, it's very vital. It's not just the money that you can provide, that you can send the other parent, to take care of the child, but just to be there, you know what I'm saying? To be at their games, to be at their schools, and just to show up, you know what I mean, for that conversation is definitely important. So I will pretty much, put him to the side and I will remind him of maybe his previous situation. Maybe he grew up without his father, or if he didn't, if he did, I remind him, the type of how he felt, you know what I'm saying? And, would he want that same, action on his son or daughter? You know what I mean? So I definitely address that issue.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Riddick? How would you handle that situation?
Most definitely will speak on it. Because I feel like if you're my friend, then we can discuss anything, no hard feelings. And like most of the guys I deal with, we did all grow up without a father. So I'm quite sure that's something that don't none of us want. That's why we strive to be the best fathers that we can be. Um,
Right.
yeah, so like I'm most definitely say speak on it though.
You'll speak on it. Okay. So what if either one of you guys can answer this question? Matter of fact, let me get two of you guys to answer. What if one of your girls bring home a guy like you? Now
Yeah.
a younger you.
That's why I want to ask you.
A younger you.
I mean, if my daughter was to bring home a younger me, I would I will forewarn her, but at the same time, I know she's gonna still have to learn on her own. But all I can do is forewarn her and let her see what goes on. I never chastise her about who she chooses to date because it's life.
Right.
Like even the thing I had to learn some things on my own. So I forewarn her and tell her and let her know, like, I don't think that's somebody I mean, because I ain't gonna lie, me younger, me younger now. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm being 110% real right now. Me younger, no. But like I said, I forewarn her. No, I mean, I wouldn't act no different towards the individual,
Right.
but I forewarn my child.
There's nothing wrong with that. So who want to answer that question?
I mean, I respect what Riddick saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the same type of time. Me younger, you know, I would definitely have to let my girls go through the things so they can be able to learn. The same thing I told you. Just letting them know that, it's gonna be trials and tribulations ahead. This person may not be the person you're gonna be in love with for the rest of your life. So you're gonna have to go through lessons and learn. And you know what I'm saying? Just you guys gotta be there, keep going, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what, you know what I'm saying. So
Absolutely. And Twan, no, I'm not going to ask you that question. I see your lips forming already. I'm not going to, but I'm not going to ask you that. But what I am going to have a conversation with you about is how important. Okay, now being that you had your kids with the same woman, right? So you may not be able to answer this question. So let me go to Eddie and Riddick. How, if you had a child, I don't know if this anyone of you guys situation or not, but if you had a child, have you guys experienced that the young lady won't let you be the father to the kid?
yeah, not in the sense saying I'm not the dad, but in the sense of uh I felt that, you know what I'm saying, my second oldest kept my daughter away from me. I felt like it was over feelings.
Okay.
Certain feelings. She felt a certain kind of way and didn't want me to see my daughter on certain times when I needed to see her, when I wanted to see her, when I wanted to get her, when I wanted her to spend time with me. And that was the thing on my end. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
What about you, Riddick?
Same likewise, like Eddie said, I can agree to it. It's been times where we didn't see eye to eye, you know what I mean? But like I'm the type of person when I hear certain things, I may not speak on it at that time. Like I done took stuff from my baby mamas when we had conversations, and I go by it now. Like one time, one of my baby mothers told me it's okay for us to agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's something I had to learn. Like I
Mhm.
said, growing, I understand stuff like that, but sometimes it seems like they can't do that with me. But like I said, it take us growing, and I done been through it. I encounter right now, I'm still going through it at this moment. But like I say, I put it in God's hands. I'm gonna do the best I can do, all I know how to do, and that's all I can say about it. I'm gonna be there. I'm never gonna turn them down. They know my door is always open, phone always on. That's all I
Right.
can do.
Gotcha. And that's it. As long as you put your best foot forward every day, regardless of how, one may think, as long as you know that you're doing your best, then that's all you can do because you can't do your best for somebody else. So, Twan, let me ask you now, how important is it for a father to be in the child life?
Man, I mean, that's one of the most important things once you become a father that you can be, you know what I'm saying, is in the child's life. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to have no regret to not be there.
Right.
And then sometimes when you say be in the child life, that can go so many different ways because you can actually be there but not be there.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true. That's true.
So to be in the child's life, that means to actually take part in the child's life. Know what the child's doing, know the child's involved in. Be 100%. Game on. You know what I mean? And they would know what they can and can't do with you or around you, get over on you. Because I got 6, so they definitely tried. You know what I mean? But I'm on game. I'm on game with each and every last one of them, and so I definitely treat them all the same. I have, you know, um, things that I do with them to let them learn, because I learned a lot. Like, we're not gonna be around our kids 24/7. My parents
That's
weren't around me
right.
24/7. So when they made decisions, I wanted them to keep me in mind. So I kind of drilled
Mhm.
things in their head. Like two of the quotes that I actually drill in their heads all the time is being a leader, not a follower. And
Mhm.
the second one was life is about decision making. Every decision you make has a consequence. So I wanted them to continue to drill in their heads. So when they out and they making decisions and things of that nature like that, they just got me in mind. So it's
Right.
definitely important.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Now, being that I know, Twan, you when we first started, you were stating that your father just now coming into your life. Do you think that had a major impact on how you parent your kids?
Yes, I mean I knew who my father was since I was born. Knew who he was, but as far as I was having a relationship, that didn't start to probably I'm gonna say, mm, I mean, as far as well, it's been a while. I'm saying about 10 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
But for us, just communicating back and forth and everything. But yes, it definitely had a part, in how I raised my kids, because um my like I said, my stepdad was there from day one. He never turned his back on me. He never showed me any type of favoritism, that I never knew that I wasn't his son. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so to have that was great. But I actually also knew that I had a father out there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the thing is like the reason it stuck out to me because I mean, like, when my son was born, I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, he gonna know everything I know. I'm gonna do
Mhm.
everything with him. Like, it was amazing. So I was never gonna let that thought process cross his mind that, hey, you know, my dad's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if his mom and I weren't on the same page, I mean, I would have been there 24/7, just trying to make sure that I'm in his life. So, you
Right.
know, that definitely played a part, in the father that I am today. I use that. I didn't take it as a negative to knock my biological father, or
Right.
take it as a negative
That's
to
right.
not be a father to my kids. I took it as a positive.
Mhm.
I took what I didn't like about that part of my life, and I used it to make me better.
Okay. Okay. Riddick, you were saying that you didn't find out about one of your kids until later.
Right.
How did that make you feel? Like
Um,
not finding out until almost a year later.
like I said, like a younger me, I kind of understood where she was coming from because I was into a lot, but at the same time, I still wanted to be there, you know. So it was like I understood, and then I didn't understand. But like I said, once I found out, I was just there. I'm there, to this day.
Okay. Eddie, what would you tell a man who's trying to be in this child's life, but the mother is very difficult?
Yeah. Just keep trying. Like, don't never let up. Um, and you had a question earlier too, about something similar, but never let up, because I went through some things. My first child, trying to get to just to even see her. I had to go through the courts. I had to go through visitation rights. I had to go through um petitioning and all that stuff like that. That's trying to be able to get in her life. And then also, once I was able to do it, I never, like, when my oldest daughter have a bond like no other. We tight, and I've been there ever since. I never let up. So my thing would be to any other father: never let up on your kids. Never leave your kids behind. You know what I'm saying? Always, regardless of what you're going through, just keep pushing to be able to be in your kid's life.
That's it. That's it. I definitely agree with that. What do you guys consider some good Father's Day gifts? So we'll start with you first, Twan, and then Eddie, then Riddick.
Let's see. Oh man. Um, Gift cards.
Gift cards to wear. I mean, it's people that's watching probably trying to get y'all a gift, so we need to get this together.
Yeah, gift cards to places like Lids, places like shoe stores and stuff like
Okay, gotcha. What about you, Eddie?
um, I mean, a man like cologne. I mean, good smelling cologne, not nothing
So are
cheap.
you saying you don't want no brute
Nah, I want no
or
Fashion,
brute.
Old Spice?
fashion, man.
or what's the other one? Axe.
Yeah, don't do that to me. You know what I'm saying? A good smelling cologne. A man love something good to eat too, also. So definitely, if you want to either take us out to eat at a good restaurant or cook us a good dinner at home, you know what I'm saying? That's good too. That's a good Father's Day present, definitely.
Okay. So what about you, Riddick?
Um, uh, it like whatever the person, the individual like. You know what I mean? So like, if you getting somebody something, it should be something that you know they like from the heart. Like myself, like good rub down, good massage,
Definitely.
stuff like that. You know, we work too. We working men too. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
Right.
so stuff like that. Good son to eat. You know, you can tell I eat. You can tell I eat. Good son to eat.
Now, how do you guys feel about Mother's Day? A lot of people put a big deal on Mother's Day, but as I stated, at the beginning of the episode, you guys um don't get much recognition as the females. Like, so how do you guys feel about it?
Well, I mean, you gotta take your hat off to the mothers.
I was finna say the same thing.
Right.
Ain't nothing
Yeah.
like a ain't nothing like a mother.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing
Yeah.
like a mother.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
talking
Nothing
about
like one.
hands down, guaranteed gonna be there.
A
You know what
lot
I'm saying?
every time.
I mean, like they say, what's it, mother's baby, father's maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And they pertaining to the children, but there's also pertaining to just being there. Mothers is just like,
Right.
I mean, I can speak for my mom. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
and mothers that I've witnessed, to take care of their children as well. You know what I mean. They're gonna go to the bat. You know what I'm saying, and there's nothing they won't do for their children. Like, I mean, I'm talking about super woman. Like,
Right.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Oh, I definitely get it. I'm not challenging you guys at all. It was just a question that one of the viewers asked. So, I had to be polite and ask.
And to touch on something I had said earlier when I was speaking on morals and stuff, I ain't never mentioned that I'm an only child. But my mom never, she said, I'm not going to buy you the best stuff unless you show me you deserve it. So that's why I am the way I am. Because I'm an only child. She could have bought me anything she wanted to buy me when she wanted to buy it. But she never did me like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I am the way I am. And like I said, it was just me and her. I ain't had no father either.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. And you know what? And when you spoke just then, when you actually commented on it, I knew you were raised by your mother because you was like, ain't nothing like it. I mean,
Yeah,
it
right.
came. It definitely came
Yeah.
from the heart. Like,
She there.
yeah, like I'm
Mom
not.
Deuce
I'm not
there.
even gonna test to a woman. Like, yeah,
Mom
she
Deuce
was. She
there.
was there. Absolutely. So now, how important is it having a mentor? When you're I'm gonna read this question. It's from Linda Austin. She said, "Is having a mentor crucial in the upbringing of making a child, a male child,
Making a child
a
or
male child?" She said, "A male
or
child."
I believe so. I believe some type of male figure need to be around to set a certain example.
yeah,
Of course, like I said, the mother gonna be there, but it's just certain things that men need to see other men doing and believe that it's okay to do that because it's so easily to be influenced these days.
exactly.
You know what? And I was going to add to that actually because a lot of guys, well, you hear mothers say a lot of times that they can't raise men, like men can raise men, but I don't know if that's 100% true. Meaning they can raise them to the best of their ability, right?
Right,
And who they would desire them to be.
right.
But I think a woman can raise a boy to be a man.
A woman. Oh, go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
I feel like a woman can raise them, but it's just things that a man can shorten up. Like
Hmm.
certain head bumps a man can stop a boy from doing because
Exactly.
he's a man and he done went through it. Or and then again too is certain things that a woman won't catch a boy doing that a man will because he was a man. I mean he was a boy and he done it.
Yeah.
Certain things that a boy do.
Okay, and what you about to say, Eddie?
No, I was saying, it's most definitely a man need to be in another young man's life. You know what I'm saying? Because we need that. We need that edgy. Men are more edgy. Women are more emotional.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we need that edgy, that concrete,
right,
tough love
right,
from another man to show us how to be a man out here. With women, and like you said, a woman can raise a boy. You know what I'm saying? To become a man, but at the same time, he not gonna get that full 100% being a man, as he was being raised. That's the whole thing.
Okay. Now, when you guys were a first time father, what were some of the struggles from what were some of your struggles and can you see the difference between from then until now?
Um, well, definitely. I would say first time father. Um, some of the struggles was just making sure that you were able to provide. You didn't want your child or your children to go without or go lacking at all. Um, to be in that situation to, have that thought process, like say working a job and not having the thought process to knowing, what was next and how you were going to do this and how you were going to do that. So, being in a position where you are more guaranteed than you were when you first became a father, and make sure you do things right. You know what I'm saying? Me being there from day one, I just wanted to make sure that I did it right. You know what I mean? And there was no right or wrong way in a sense. You know what I mean? But just making sure that I provided enough attention and enough time. You know what I mean, to in his life so he can know that I am there. You know what I mean? He can understand who I am and what I am to him.
Okay. So, Eddie.
My first child, it was it wasn't a struggle. It was just that I was in a different headspace, young at the same time, and I was deep into the streets. I went to prison. My first child.
Okay.
I did 5 years in prison, so I wasn't there for the first 5 years. I probably was there about the first few months. Then I ended up going to prison, and then when I came home, but my whole time that I was in prison, I wanted to be there for my daughter so bad. So I knew when I got out,
You know what she had to do.
yeah. So that's why I did what I had to do, and that's when I went through the things with, having to go through the courts for visitation rights and having to fight for my daughter to get her back into my life, and I did it. I ain't never let up, and I did it. You know what I'm saying? I feel good about myself for doing that, and that's why I say to this day, you know what I'm saying, me and her very tight, we close, and you know what I'm saying, I love her to death. She love me to death for
Right.
for being able to come into her life and do what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I definitely, I agree. I definitely agree. So, what about you, Riddick?
Once again, I can relate. I did. My kids was 2 when I got incarcerated. I came home; they was 8. So like I played catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And as I just spoke before, like I went through things dealing with their mothers, and I'm just trying to get back on track with them. Like I said, I'm there for them. I try to do the best I can. I feel like the best father is a trying father, not the best father, the best parent. Any parent that's trying, I feel like that's the best parent because that's all we can do as humans. Like
Yeah.
nobody's perfect. Everybody's gonna make mistakes. And as we get older in life, we learn and we grow. So
Right.
that's why I say like I just do the best I can do. I try to go off of things that I went through as well, to keep them from going through it. Ways I used to feel when my mother may holler at me. So I try not to holler at my kids. I try to more so talk to them, get an understanding of how they feeling and try to explain to them why I'm doing certain things. Cause it's been time my mama ain't explained nothing to me.
Right. And I get you, Riddick, but at the same time, I remember getting beatings, right? And I remember getting beatings and getting explained why I'm getting beaten too. Like, oh, I'm beating you because you talking to me the whole time, telling me why you beating me. Like,
Yeah, see,
just
but
don't beat me.
but I don't even beat my kids though.
Okay.
I don't even beat my kids. And then again, if I was to beat them, I would have told them why I'm beating them before I beat them. We're gonna sit down and talk about it first.
No, then you're gonna either do one or the other. You gonna
No,
beat
I got
me
to
or
tell you, I got to tell you so you can. I ain't trying to be out of breath beating you. I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna sit down and discuss it. And I want you to tell me you understand and give me your point of view because, like I said, how they feel matters to me too.
right.
So I would sit down with them like, look, I can't let you slide. I got to get you this time. You know what I mean? But I ain't beat my kids and I want to win.
Okay.
I know they so game and phone. If I take their phone, they dead to the world. I
You
don't
know
gotta
what?
beat them.
And that's exactly where we're about to go. Like now, being that I know Eddie, your kids are older, so I don't know if social media was around then or whatever. I don't know how old they are. But now, we have social media and we have these games and stuff like that. A lot of these kids come out and they automatically coming out knowing how to play these games, 2K this and Grand Theft Auto and all this stuff like that. How important is it to sit down with your kids every day and spend quality time with them versus letting them come home and get on their games?
It's very important to me, cause I be so busy. When I would say I'm a jack, well not say jack of all trades, but I'm a businessman. You know what I'm saying, trying to run different businesses every day on a daily basis, and then being able to come home to sit down with them just for a few hours and talk to them about my day, it's a blessing to me. And then these, like you saying about the social media and these games,
Mm-hmm.
they live for social media and these games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? PS5, TikTok, and you know what I'm saying, Instagram and everything else. You know what I'm saying? But it's very important to be able to sit down and talk to your kids and be able to have at least an hour or two just to vent with them about your day, how your day was going, and how their day was going also too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel you. Riddick, what is one of the greatest lessons that you taught your kids or child, whichever one?
Like greatest lessons.
Dun, dun,
I
dun,
feel like
dun.
I always tell them to take their time. Take their time. Like their lessons really come from me. Like I'm their lesson. Like everything I did. Like I had a conversation with my son not too long ago. I asked him a question. I was like, who I spend more time with? Cause I'm married. I'm married, so I got a stepchild. I was like, who I spend more time with? Cause he went through a little scenario at school. I'm gonna give you the story. He went
Okay.
through a little scenario at school where he got caught. He got caught with a little girl, whatever.
You all right, Eddie?
Yeah. I went down the wrong pipe.
So he went through a little scenario at school where he got caught with a little girl, whatever. So I was preaching to him, take his time, and I told him I was like I'm gonna get. I always use myself as an example. I say who I spend more time with. I have a stepdaughter. I said who I spend more time with, you or LaDon? He was like me. I said no, I don't. I live with LaDon. I spend more time with her. I was like, bro, take your time. Look at your dad. You know what I mean? Make sure this is. You don't have to rush nothing. Take your time. You ain't gotta rush and try to do nothing. You know what I mean? So I always try to be the lesson for him. I use myself as an example. Just like as he get older and he do other things. My incarceration, he used to come see me. I'm gonna tell him about that as life go on. So I take me. I'm his example. I'm the lesson. That's how I feel.
Right. Okay. What about you, Twan?
I would say, um, like I said earlier, life is about decision making. Um, I mean, I can't stress how important that is, because, like I say, when our kids not around us, they're gonna make decisions when they get with their peers, um, when they go to college, when they go do other things, when they're in high school, when they're in elementary school. You know what I mean? It's one decision can change your whole entire life, and I want them to know that. I definitely drill that in the head, and I give them different scenarios, different angles. Even on movies, when we sit down and we watch movies together, and I will after the movie we'll take out pen and paper and we'll take notes.
Okay.
Well, during the movie we'll take notes. After the movie, I'll ask them what they learned, and they'll read from the paper what they learned. You know what I mean? And certain movies that had played certain parts, we use the decisions to we use the parts of the movie to talk about decisions that were made and what could have been done different and things of nature like that. So I would say decision making.
Okay. Now I understand. I definitely get you. I never even thought about that, Twan.
I was about to say I'm gonna steal that Swan. Thank
Yeah,
you.
'cause- and
That's
especially
a
like
good one, bro.
nowadays.
That's a good one. I watch movies all the time. We ain't never did that, but
Yeah.
we'll try that
No.
out.
And see, I don't have any kids, but even if I did, I wouldn't even thought about that. You know, that's quality time right there.
Well, definitely, we can learn a lot from a lot of movies that we've seen. I'm pretty sure we can grab any movie right now and just pull different points out that stuck out to us. And when I watch with my kids, I want to see did they get that? Did they understand what was going on? A lot of times I watch a movie first, and
Okay.
then I let them watch it so I can have a better understanding when I watch it the second time.
Oh,
And
hold on, Twan. So do you watch it so that you can act like you know everything in the movie, so they can think dad know everything.
a little bit. I gotta be ahead of the game.
Absolutely. Now, I wanted to know if you guys, I want you to really think about this, right? In your parenting skill or you being a father, is there anything that you would change about the way you parent or father your kid?
Time. If I could change anything, it'd be time.
Yeah, most definitely.
If I can be in a position to spend more time. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I know we all can attest to this, that sometimes it just seems like it's just not enough time.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the right.
Yeah, never enough time in a day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get it. So now, well, I can't even ask you this question, Twan, because all your 15 kids by the same woman. I know she tired. I know she tired of you. I know she got to be tired of you. So let me ask Riddick and Eddie, being that you guys have separate mothers with kids, right? When you bring the kids together, how is it? Like is it a difference or no? Or how do you get them to interact, especially they from different households?
Let me go first.
Don't matter, bro.
All right, all right, all right. All right. With me, I made sure, and that was something I wanted to do because me growing up, like I told you, I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, so it's 7 of us. Um, only knew growing up, only knew my sister and brother that was in the household. I didn't know anything about my other siblings. So as I got older, I learned about I had a brother over here, I got another brother over there, I got another sister over here, I got another sister over there. And it was for me, I wanted all my kids to know each other. So I made sure that each and every one of them knew each other. Each and every one of them, once I had them all, they was raised around each other. Like during the holidays, I always had all my kids. I made sure I had all my kids during the holidays. During the summertime, I had all my kids during the summer. So I gave my other kids' mother a break during the summer, and during like the holidays, I had my kids. So they was able to be around each other more in the summertime and around the holidays. So that's how I did it with my kids.
Okay, you, Mr. Riddick.
Yeah, I preach that to them. They love each other to death, though. Like I'm talking about, they all up under each other when I get them all the time. You know, I mean, we got our own little group chats and stuff like that. So my 2 love each other.
And that's good that they actually know each other and love each other, because especially from different households and stuff like that, and everybody household is ran different. So you guys may parent one way, and then the custodial parent may
Right,
do it another way. So kids know who they can get away with
right.
stuff. But I just wanted to ask you guys that question. But I wanted to know, what would you say to someone who is a new father, right? And they are nervous. They're kind of like all over the place. They don't know how to feel, when to feel. What words of encouragement would you give them? Him.
I'll tell them, take your time. I mean, raise them to your best ability. Because, like I said, the best parent is a trying parent. There's been times when I couldn't afford things, but I gave time. So it's just a trying parent. Like life get hard for everybody. Just be there, be there. Don't always got to be financially, but I ain't telling you don't got to do no financial stuff. I ain't saying that because that's a part of it too.
Yeah.
Right.
But just being there and giving it your all because they deserve that. They didn't ask to be here.
That's true. What about you, Twan?
Well, I would say, there's no manual on how to be a father. And I would say that directly to him. There's no manual on how to be a father, but follow your heart. When my son was born, my firstborn, when he was born, my heart just took over everything. I already knew when I found out she was pregnant with him. You know what I'm saying? My heart just took over everything. I already knew the type of father that I wanted to be, that I was gonna be. And nothing was gonna stop me from doing that. So, and the nervousness, all of that's gonna come because you're stepping into a new world. This child is about to change your life.
For sure.
Mhm.
You never know. You know how your parent was hesitant to let you do anything.
Mhm.
You can go down the block. You couldn't. A lot of things you just couldn't do. You know what I mean? And you thought it was so strict, but you thought it was so strict until you got a child.
Yeah.
Until that child became your responsibility, and you were responsible for everywhere they went. Who they was around and all of that. Yeah, definitely. So I would just tell them to follow his heart.
Yeah. Eddie, what would you tell him?
Both guys, Riddick and Twine, gave good answers. You know what I'm saying? I would say the same thing, follow your heart. And there's no manual to being a father. You just I would say just follow your heart with love, most definitely, you know what I'm saying? Because your kids definitely need you genuinely. You know what I'm saying? They need you for everything. You know what I'm saying? They come into this world, they don't have there's no instructions for a child. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do the best that you can to make sure that child is very well taken care of. So if you love yourself, and most definitely for every man, you have to love yourself first through anything. If you love yourself and something that's a part of you, that's your blood, you're gonna most definitely take care of what's a part of you. So you can go 110% for your child.
Right. And I agree with all three of you. And also I want to piggyback a little bit on what Riddick said about a lot of times it's, it's not about the financial, it's about that time. And that's very true because when the finances are gone and when you don't have it, the kid is going to remember that you were there. Whether dad could give me a haircut or get me some shoes or whatever, he was still there. So um I just want to actually give you guys kudos for doing such a good job. Like, I don't know what your daily life is like, but just listening to your stories, they're kind of similar. But I just want you guys to know um, that you're doing a good job, and you get to hear it from the outside. Not from somebody who you haven't had kid or kids by.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
appreciate it. Thank you.
it. Definitely.
Why y'all say it all together like that? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we be honest, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, just hearing us as being fathers and being men, period, we don't get a lot of pats on the back.
Right.
That's real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because being a man, it's a lot of weight on our shoulders. You know what I'm saying? And that's based on society.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, the way we come into this world, you know what I'm saying, we have to be kings. You know what I'm saying? So, every day is soon we get up, it's go hard. You know what I'm saying? That's a real man gonna go hard every day
Yeah.
to make sure everything right for sure.
Got it. Now, being that so much is going on in the world, right? I mean, every time you turn around, it's something. Like, as a dad, how does that make you feel, knowing that you know you have someone else that you're responsible for, and they may be grown, but that the world has so much, it's so cruel. Like, how does that make you feel on a daily? Like, how do you get through your day, not stressing and worried about what's going on all around you?
Well, for me, it's a prayer.
Yeah.
Definitely prayer. I mean, all you can do is pray and ask, God to protect them. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my prayers every day, to protect my children. And then lessons. We have to instill lessons in our children. My son is 19 years old, about to be 20. When he graduated high school, I'm so proud of my son, because when they start making their decisions on their own and they know what they want out of life, it just blows your mind. And to see, the route he's taking, I'm truly proud of him. But when he turned 18 and he graduated high school, and he started to move on his own, move to his own beat, I bought him my room and I said, DJ, I said, I've been here the whole time, from the time you was born to right now, this very moment. I said, I'm gonna ask you some questions. I said, have I ever steered you wrong? He said, no. I said, was there ever a time that you needed me and I wasn't there? He said, no. He said, has there anything that I told you came back void? Came back, not true. He said, no. I said, so now that you're moving to you're moving in your own lane and you're doing your own thing. I said, I gave you all that I have to give to this. At this point, I'm gonna always be here for you, no matter what. But any decision that you go out here and make from this point on, the consequence would always be on you. What will be on you. So I want you to always remember what I told you, that life is about decision making. Every decision you make has a consequence. So because as parents, sometimes we beat ourselves up on some of the decisions our children make, as if we weren't there or if we didn't do what we needed to do. But we got to kind of like understand that you got to give them lessons. You got to give them something to go by, because if you didn't put nothing in them, then or you didn't give them anything to go out here to be prepared for the world, then of course they're going to go out here, making decisions that may not have good results. You know what I mean? So, just giving them the insight on, how to be, and and in the direction to go. You know what I mean?
You almost made me cry with that, like, because it was so heartfelt, and I really felt that. I really felt what you told your son. Like, I don't know what else to say, but go ahead on Eddie.
Um, and the question, say the question one more time.
The question was, and I forgot the daggone question. He was I
I
was so
know,
wrapped up into what he was
I know
saying. Like I was
I
I
mean,
was I was acting like I was DJ.
that was a good answer though. I mean, that was deep, and I felt it was real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I'll come back to that question again in a
All
minute
right, what's up?
when I think of it.
All right.
Um, but that was definitely great advice, though, Twan. Like you are, and you're a young father. You know, a lot of times we see the guys, you know, they're in prison or they're not in the child's life, and then so we only see that part. That's the only part that the media or that the families or friends put out. We don't hear about those who actually doing what they need to be doing every day. Um, but I wanted to ask you guys because we're actually like we have like 5 minutes left, but I want to go ahead and wrap it up. But I wanted to ask you if you could say something to one of your kids, a message that, as a matter of fact, when you're no longer here, what would you want your kids to remember about dad? We'll start with Eddie first.
I just want them to remember that I was a great dad, a hardworking man, a man that never stirred them wrong, a man that always treated them right and loved them 110%. A man that always provided for them, put food on the table, made sure they had a roof over their head, clothes on their back. A man that always taught them right from wrong. And taught them about life. Period. Everything that I ever known, everything I ever been through in life, whether it was pain, love, um, just winning, doing what I do on a daily day basis. That's letting that's damn.
I
I
get
got so much in my heart. I
I
want to
get
say
it. I get it.
yes, you know what I'm saying, because that was a deep question. And I love my kids dearly. I
Understood.
just want them to know that their dad was the man he's supposed to be and a great father.
Right. Wow, Mr. Riddick,
Um, what was the question again?
what would you want your kids to remember about you, their dad?
Um, I want them to remember that I was a trying dad, that I loved them for them as long as they tried. No matter what they did in life, I was behind them. Uh, I want them to remember that I was there for them, that uh, I provided the best way I knew how for them. And I just genuinely love them. And I just genuinely love them and, you know, always wanted to be there.
Right. Wow. Twan. Come on, Pastor. Deacon.
Well, I want to know there's one thing that I tell them all the time. One thing I don't play about. I don't play with my kids. Um, and that goes for them and their decision making. I just want them to know that first and foremost that I love them and that everything that I ever did and ever stood for since the day my son was born, that it was for them. I never once made a move once he was born without them in mind.
Mm,
Any move, any position. And I'm not gonna say that I dotted every I and crossed every T and I was the man of all men, but every decision I made, I did have them in mind, and that the struggles and the late nights and the grinding just to make sure that they was able to have that when they asked for it, you know, they was able to get it, the places they wanted to go, the things they wanted to do, and I didn't stop at it, and I wanted to take that same energy, when they become parents to provide that to their children.
right. Wow. I don't know what to say, y'all. Like I really don't know what to say because I'm listening to you guys and looking at you, and I can see your hearts, like, and I can see that you guys are putting your all in, and I just hope that your kids actually understand that. Like you can't cross all of your T's and dot all of your I's, but at the end of the day, you are doing your best. And your best is all you can do every day. Be a better you today than you were yesterday. That's it. I mean, you can't be anybody but yourself.
Right. Sure.
So it's no need for me to lecture you guys because you guys already got it. Like, I'm inspired, and I hope and pray that when somebody sees this episode or hears it, that they will be inspired too to get in their, child's life. As I don't know what their situation may be, but to do their best. So before we wrap it up, we always ask our guests how their time has been since they've been on Wait Again Minute podcast. So we'll start with you, Twan, then we'll jump over to Riddick, and then we'll end with Eddie.
Wait Again Minute podcast is dope. I've definitely been having had a good time. It's awesome. You guys are awesome. Definitely.
Thank you. Riddick.
Good time, good people, honest, upfront, good people. I enjoy myself. I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity.
That's what's up. Mr. Eddie.
It's been a dope experience. It's been a smooth experience, and I'm gladly appreciated for the invite to be able to come on the show. Y'all got a dope show, and it's gonna get bigger and bigger, and greater, most definitely. So thank you. I really appreciate everything.
Thank you. We actually accept all of that, but we can't take credit for you guys being on the podcast. It was actually your peers and people who thought that you guys were dope dads that actually drop your names.
Shout out to them too.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Thank y'all. I appreciate
y'all.
Yeah, so
appreciate y'all for seeing us.
Absolutely. So just keep grinding, keep doing what you got to do for you and yours, and like Twan said, keep your kids in mind, and everything else will work itself out. So we're going to end it with our theme song, and we're going to get up out of here.
Let's go. Yo, listen up, everybody. Have you heard the news? We got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. It's a cold world, but we keeping it hot. With a feature on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, girl, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educated new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the ground with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the ground with it.
Good night.